Hello, 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 my friends. How are you all today? I am fantastic. So, before I get started, I want to show you a jewelry box top and the power of those interference colors. Do you see those? How they just light up. They are just so gorgeous. That has one coat of resin on it. Still is going to get another coat, but I just wanted to show you that. They they're just amazing, and I'm going to be using those today. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing are some jewelry box tops and a 8-inch round that you see in front of you. I thought that I would mix up my cell activator on screen for you because a lot of you are having a problem with that. So what I have here is some Amsterdam white acrylic paint. I just put some in the cup. If I had a guesstimate, I would say 2 tablespoons. Now here is some strained American Floetrol, okay? And what I do is I add a little tiny bit at a time until I get it to the right consistency. So there really is no measurement on this for me. I just put a wad of paint in the cup and start adding the Floetrol a little bit at a time. Don't use any of the wood conditioner or anything like that. No glue, no nothing. Just the paint and the American Floetrol. So this is way too thick. Even though it's coming off of the stick, it's still way too thick. So you just want to add a little bit at a time. Until you get to the right consistency, which I will be showing you in a second. I feel like I have a cat under me moving my tripod, but it could just be me in the way I'm standing right now. Twisted up like a pretzel. I don't know why I'm standing like this, but I am. So we're getting there. Let me move to the other side here. I think my mixing is making the camera move around. Tight quarters, people. Tight quarters. Okay. So we're getting there. We're very, very close. The consistency you're looking for is right about here. Leaves a nice mound. It takes a second to disappear. And I'm trying to keep track of how much of this Floetrol I used. That's pretty good right there. Okay, so it's the consistency of whipping cream right when it starts to get thick. Okay, I'll show you that a couple more times. All right, so that's that. My colors are about the same. Okay, that is an interference violet. You can't see it. You can maybe see it a little bit on the side of the cup, but when you do see it is after the painting is dry and you move it around just like I showed you with the jewelry box top. So that's that. Now I want to show you my white paint. This is my white paint. I do not use anything except, let me zoom this out a little bit, except for this brand. So it's Colorplace, ready to use white, semi-gloss, sold at Walmart only, okay? You may be able to get it at Walmart online. but I don't know. I have not looked. So I have some of that just in a cup here because it's easier to control than using a can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour however much I need for this canvas, which that's roughly 2 ounces. Let's go to 3. Okay, that should be plenty. As for the Floetrol for my cell activator, I would say I used 1.5 ounces of Floetrol to the 2, maybe 3 tablespoons of paint. So now I have that there in the cup, and I want to thin it out just a tiny, tiny bit. Why do I want to thin it out? Because A, it's a little bit thicker than my colors are, and B, it just glides a lot easier. So 3 ounces, and I'm going to add, let's see, so this little tiny cup right up to here, that's how much water I'm going to add. So maybe a tablespoon of paint for 3, or a tablespoon of water for 3 ounces of paint. And what it does is it just loosens it up a little bit. And it will glide a lot nicer off of this canvas. Now, I dripped some water on my canvas, and you do not want to have a water spot like that on your substrate, whatever you're pouring on. See, that flows a lot nicer. So what I'm going to do is just take my hand and wipe it off. Okay? So I'm going to be doing a purple theme. And what I'm using today is dioxazine purple. I will tell you my mixture in a second. This here is a new Primary Elements Bling It color called Papillon. It's from the new Dragonfly Wing kit. And they are the interferences with a pinch of color in them. So they're absolutely gorgeous. This is the Papillon. And this here is the Hydrangea, which is very, very pretty. And they have shifting properties to them. So this one has a little base of violet in it. It's not going to show up in the camera, but again, when I show you these paintings a few days later, you will see them once they're under the resin. So I'm using those 2 new from the kit. I will link the kit below. I have a 20% off coupon for that, or any Colourarte product. Now the kit this month is unique. It comes with a bottle of enamel and a free bottle of Polypore. They have a large kit and a small kit. I suggest you go look at Colourarte. They are just beautiful colors. So along with those 3 colors, I'm using Brilliant Purple by Liquitex. I am using a combination of Holbein's Mauve and Golden's Dioxazine Purple. I wanted to make a nice plum color, plum purple, or eggplant. Well, it might be a little too light for eggplant. I have all 5 Bling It interferences, also sold by Colourarte. This is the green. They're going to look white on screen. But again, once it's cured, you will see it. Well, you'll see them at the end of this video when I use my flashlight. Blue. I showed you the violet. This is the red. And then the gold. All right. So the first thing we need to do is show you what my paints are mixed with. So I have 3 parts of this. And for today, I'm doing 2 parts of the polycrylic. Now, one thing I can tell you, when I do this bloom technique, I try to stick to colors that have the same consistencies. So for my colors, I used fluid colors, okay? And the reason why is because I was using powders, and those have no body to them, okay? They're just a powder. So using a paint that doesn't have a lot of body to it is a great way to end up with the same consistency when you're using a powder, if that makes sense, which it probably didn't. So because the powders didn't have body to them, I decided to use fluid paints that would not add body to my mixture. Now, there were 2 colors that had some body to them, but not enough to add thickness to my paints. Like this Holbein is technically a soft body. I don't know if you'd be able to see that, but if you can try to do something like that until you get used to it, it would be a big help. And then once you're used to doing the bloom, you can start using different thicknesses of paints because you'll know how to thin them down with a few drops of polycrylic or whatever. All right, so here's how we're going to line this up. I'm going to do 3 blooms. So I'm going to do 1 right here. One here. I love these little skewers with the heads on them. I have those in my Amazon shop. Oh, and there's one other thing that I just added to my Amazon shop, which I absolutely love. It is this new tape, and I will show it to you after. It's made by 3M. Here's the label for it. It's a safe release sharp lines on trim and baseboard tape. It's a little more pricey, but let me tell you something. It is such a beautiful tape, and it leaves such nice crisp lines on my artwork that I don't mind paying the extra for it. And it's like a really thick roll, so it's not too bad. All right, so this is interference green that I'm adding on top of these colors here. And you know, let's try to speed this up a little bit. Oh, I do have a cat in here. I hear things are rustling. This is interference blue. Try not to drip, only because if there's a drip and it's somewhere where you're not going to be tilting it off, it's going to affect the outcome, the look. This here is going to be, sorry, nope, I'm right, that combo color I made with the Holbein and dioxazine purple. Here is Papillon. New Dragonfly Wing Kit. There are some really beautiful colors. If you have not seen them yet, I will link the video that I showed all of them in at the end of this video. This one here is the hydrangea. I have a hard time saying that one. Okay, let's Let's move this out of the way. Interference violet. We're going to go for all of them. Now for this one, I'm going to be using a black cell activator, which was mixed the same way as the right. So that's the gold. This is the red. We're about to lose our little puddle here, so I'm going to have to tilt a little bit. I have a feeling that I'm not level. I'm going off to the side here. Set this on top of a color. Let's see. Just for now. Okay. So now here's the brilliant purple. Okay. And then our black cell activator. I'm going to just zoom you guys in a little bit. That was a whoopsie. All right. So here we go. I gotta psych myself up here. Gonna spin it around. Okay. So I'm going to let that sit for a second and do its thing. Absolutely gorgeous. Lots and lots of cells. Oh, and oh God, these interference colors, especially now with the little bit of color added in them. Wow. Wowee. So now, you know, we got all these beautiful cells and it's looking great, right? So we got to be careful with the tilting because A, I have a lot of canvas on the paint. Oh boy. A lot of paint on the canvas. B, I'm really loving that design, so I want to be careful how I tilt. And C, I would love to have a little bit of negative space, so hopefully it's going to allow me to do that. Just going to pop any big air bubbles that I see. Not too many, believe it or not. This is just beautiful. All right, so we wait for the center to rise up from where we blew. I'm going to get this out of the way for a minute. And I'm going to be very calculated here on my tilting. Wowee. This is a beauty. So we'll have a little bit of negative space, not too much. There we go. And I think I'm going to stop right there. I think that is just perfect. Because I spread that pillow out before I started, I don't have to worry too much about the amount of paint on there because there's not that much. I'm going to flip this over and put this on top of it. And I'm going to give you a close-up. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. First, I'll give you a view with the light on. And now lights off. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. All right, guys, so that is the end of today's video. If you liked it, please click the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. All the links are listed below. I have items in my Amazon shop. I have United We Pour with Tammy and Lisa, my Facebook group, if you want to join up for that and share your artwork, get some help, and meet some nice folks. And my Etsy shop. I've added a few new paintings in there. One sold already, I'm happy to say. That is the best way to support the channel, you know. Keep me running here. So anyway, I hope you guys all have a great day and happy pouring.